We often treat our internal voice as a private room, a space where thoughts drift in and out, harmless and unseen. We assume this inner monologue is just background noise that vanishes when we stop paying attention. When we think about repetition, we usually think about the body, an athlete running drills or a musician playing scales until hands move on instinct. Society views repetition strictly as a tool for physical mastery, but the mind is always listening. It records the silent dialogue running beneath the surface, documenting every passing statement even when your conscious focus is elsewhere. At its core, the brain is a neutral biological machine built to find patterns. It looks for recurring signals, connecting the dots of what happens most often to determine how to react. It does not judge the input, it simply maps it. Consider what happens when the exact same biological rules used to memorize a physical skill are applied to our daily silent thoughts. Running a thought over and over begins to alter the very architecture of your identity. Over 80 years ago, in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill identified a quiet observation about how the mind takes shape. This process shows a simple mechanism. Repeated thinking, over time, condenses into a solid, heavy belief. The passing idea hardens into a permanent conviction. Once that belief takes root, it dictates how you carry yourself, make decisions, and interact with the world. The pattern machine evaluates data through a specific filter. It does not care if a statement is accurate. It measures the frequency of a thought, often letting repetition overwhelm objective truth. If a statement is repeated often enough, high-frequency internal noise is accepted as hard reality. To the brain, frequency is the ultimate proof. Listen to the loops playing when things go wrong. I am not good enough. Nothing ever works for me. I always fail. These aren't just reactions, they are inputs. On day 1, the conscious mind might reject these statements, but by day 100, the repetition bypasses your conscious filter and settles into an automatic cognitive habit. Eventually, the mental habit calcifies. You no longer have to think about failing. You simply expect it as part of who you are. Most people are operating on an accidental default loop. They are living within a framework of thoughts they never consciously chose or vetted. Ultimately, the version of yourself that you experience today is the biological crystallization of those unmonitored default thoughts. Because the biological machine is neutral, its rules work in both directions. The same mechanism that builds a trap can be used to design a new identity. This shows neuroplasticity. When the brain receives a deliberate repeated signal, it changes structure, thickening a faint pathway into a major thoroughfare. Confidence, focus, and discipline are trained responses built on these pathways. The difference between a default state and a design state is the presence of conscious awareness. You must notice the loop before you can overwrite it. This is exactly why conscious awareness matters. So listen carefully to what you are repeating inside your own mind right now, because slowly, quietly, those repetitions are becoming the person you are.